So before we get started, we're here to do some begging.
We're here to beg like 1980s and 1990 R&B stars. Like who? Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat. Yeah. Remember when we saw them in concert?
It was like the apex of niggas in linen pants, those little A tank tops, and Stacey Adams.
It's true. But it was a damn good show. And we were like we were in our 20s when we went to that show?
Yeah. And now
we're very young.
Now I wouldn't be mad at a fine gentleman in some nice pants.
And I can still appreciate the begging of Keith Sweat. But
we, like he says, he begs to your woman so you don't have to.
Exactly. But today we actually do have to beg.
We're doing our own begging, right?
Yeah. And you don't have to break out your linen. But what we do want is for y'all to tell us what you think about the show.
Yeah. So it sounds like work. I promise it does. But it's painless. All you're going to do is head to theturnonpodcast.com/survey and answer a few questions. It will help us give you more of what you love.
Yes, help us help you.
Yeah. Do we have on the survey, is one of the questions, do you guys enjoy Erica singing?
That is not one of the questions on the survey.
I feel like it should be. I feel like it should be, but whatever.
Just, if y'all give us a few minutes of your time, you can help us give you more of the show that you love. And all you got to do is head to theturnonpodcast.com/survey. Yes, please and thank you. So, back in my whole days, I used to fuck this nigga who liked to fuck with his socks on. And I used to always be like, why you ain't take off your socks? And he'd be like, because I need some traction. And I was
wearing hospital joints?
He was just wearing like regular ass socks. Honestly, I feel like his feet might have been a little fucked up too. Yeah. Like he was embarrassed about his feet, but also he said it gave him some leverage and some traction. Okay. He could have did better than just regular socks, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if he had some clap cleats.
Clap cleats. I love the name. Clap cleats. Really good name. The socks for your feet while you beat them cheeks under the sheets.
That's not the tagline, but I kind of love it. So clap cleats. I kind of do. They're made of a high-performance bamboo material, which makes them cooler than cotton, and they wick away sweat. So, because, if you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, you sweat everywhere. This keeps you from, being all sweaty in the feet. But they also have, like, grips on the soles.
Little grippers on the bottom.
Yes. Like hospital socks, but better. Because hospital socks don't really do the job.
You can throw your feet up on the wall and not have to worry about, you can throw it back on the wall and not have to worry about sliding down. You become a gecko.
Yeah. See, everybody can wear these no matter what position you're going to be in. Exactly. I mean, exactly. Like, so you figure they got socks for everything. There's socks if you play certain sports. There's socks, I'm sure. There's socks for hiking, for people who do shit like that. Fucking is a sport. So why not make sure that you got your shit together with clap cleats? I'm just saying.
Yeah, become a clap lead. Become a clap lead. So in order to become a clap lead, yes. In order to become a clap lead, go to clapcleats.com, use the promotion code, the turn on, and get 10% off. That's the turn on, all one word. Go visit. Happy fucking.
Yes.
The socks for your feet while you beat them cheeks in the
Oh my God. That's clapcleats.com/discount/the turn on, and then put in the code the turn on all together for 10% off.
Yay.
Bye, y'all. Yay. And let's get started.
Come here. Get off.
Welcome. Hey, y'all. Welcome to this week's episode of The Turn On. I don't know why I was trying to close it out. Anyway,
We literally just started. Did you make that song up on the spot?
Of course, bitch.
Talent. You got talent.
They now, like, did you know that, like, songwriters are hitting me up, like, for me to ghostwrite their shit? Like,
I did not, but I'm not surprised. I love it.
Gosh. Anyway, this week we're reading the lovely Vicissitudes written by Kim Green in 2021. Well, published in 2021. So sit back, relax, get your wine, get your weed, get you whatever you need, and enjoy. Wine, weed, whatever you need. Wine, weed, whatever you need. Wine.
Vicissitudes by Kim Green. Reaching for my glass, he steps away, pulling his t-shirt over his head. As he does this, my body feels a wave of nerves and excitement. His well-defined chest comes toward me, and I reach out to caress the dark, bushy hair. The embers of my body heat, allowing him to unbutton my shirt. His hands are warm and sensitive, speaking in tongues that my body has never heard. My breaths are long and deep as he then unbuckles his belt. When he reaches for my zipper, I back away, moving backward to the couch, knowing that he'll follow. His hands are energetic and frisky, his kisses slow and syrupy. My jeans open and he slides his hand around my waist, gently bringing my jeans down. With my hips movement, I shimmy them down to my ankles. I kick them off and they land in a heap at my feet. John comes closer. With his hands, he holds, almost controls, my waist, gently pushing me onto my stomach to shield my eyes from seeing him. I resist, also not wanting to reveal the evidence of my unbearable disease, marked by years of endless scratching, only thought complete at the first sign of blood. My scarred back is my greatest shame. Naively, I thought I had my body to myself. The cold doctor's hands are all my back has come to expect. I never imagined that someday there'd be a need to apologize for this which has left me undesirable. I'm on the urge of tears as John moves forward. Firmly on my back, he feels my resistance. He loosens his grip, taking another tat, gently kissing my stomach from the waist up. Each of his kisses feels like an angel has landed, and when he finally reaches my tight lips, he stops. Babe, what's wrong? I admit, my body's not ready for this. But are you ready? Because that's all I want, your heart and your mind to be ready. The body will follow. I don't really care how your body looks. I only care about what's inside. I can say the same to you, I say. Say it then. I need to hear it. I shake and he holds me steady. So much is going through my head, John. He says, let it all go. Do you know how many of my brothers didn't make it this far? To hold someone in their arms that they care about? Too many of us put ourselves in danger, drinking and doing drugs to ease the pain. For them, dying is easier than living without love. I've wasted too much of my life trying for perfection, causing myself unnecessary pain. His eyes look down on me. I see him from another angle. His hands are alive with emotion. They move and point and direct the earth, always holding on a possibility. His hands make me love him more. We can't be ashamed, he says and stands up. He unzips his jeans. His expression has become unfamiliar and newly erotic. I take a deep breath, seeing his open fly. His black boxer shorts and six-pack abs make me feel like a teenager, causing juices to flow that I can't contain. I want to feel his rough skin against mine. He stands back to display himself and says, "You do the rest, Morgan. Don't be scared of me." This is who I am for now, he whispers. I leave my t-shirt on the bed where he left it in a heap. With only a half-cocked bra on, my long locks are the only thing covering my exposed ample breasts. I take 3 steps toward him. My hands go directly to the wide waistband of his boxers. I slip a single finger inside and let it linger. I feel heat coming from him. Pulling the waistband toward me, I peek inside. There's a hairless flat abyss that's much like mine. A lone tear rolls down his face. His body tightens, bracing for rejection. Veins are popping in his neck. When he steps out of his boxers, I'm still there. I'm neither repulsed nor afraid. Instead, I stand in awe of the beautiful contrast, the amazing strength of his top and the vulnerability of what's below. I appreciate the softness of his floral folds, seeing small slivers of pink bursting from his seams. I'm curious to unfold the possibilities of his strange yet familiar flower. It is simply him, the way that he is, much the way that I'm me. Both of our bodies have been medicalized, sent through a system of torture and taint. We're both changed, neither one of us still in the bodies to which we were born. Struggling to make peace with what is, we're safer together. John and I spend the rest of our precious night merging hands, kisses, and caresses. We spend countless hours exploring each other's bodies, exposing ourselves inside and out. When sleep finally comes over him, I lay awake in the darkness, my head resting on his flat, virile chest. My hand lightly brushes over the barely noticeable indentations left by chest reconstruction. He is what he says he is. Bird rustles in his tank, finally emerging from his shell. I shift again in our spoon. One of my hands protects John's flatness above, and the other cradles his delicate swollen clitoris below. He is whole. There is nothing missing.
Wine, weed, whatever you need. Wine, weed, whatever you need. And now we're back. See, y'all saw how we faded out so expertly, and then we faded back in so expertly. Just saying.
Vision.
I need an Oscar, no, a Grammy for my
Performance.
Audios perform. Anyway, so Kenrya, thank you for that lovely reading. So let's get into the book. Well, actually, first, do you want to talk about our concerns about the book? Like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this is a book that came to us on a recommendation. And we have been for quite some time, like folks who followed us for a long time know that we've posted on social media looking for books written by trans writers, because we really is important to us to tell all of our stories and not having a lot of luck. And we'll actually in next week's episode talk a lot about why we were having trouble finding folks. But for this week's episode, the challenge that we had with this book is that while it centers a cis woman and a trans man, we were worried that the book wasn't written by a trans person. And so we wanted to make sure that the representation is accurate. While we know that there is no one trans experience any more so than there's one, cis experience, we wanted to make sure that it was sensitive and that it was accurate to someone's truth. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we reached out to the publisher, who is a Black trans man, to talk about the book and why he decided to publish it and how accurate and authentic it felt. And, he was like, yo, this is the real deal. It feels good. This is not offensive to, me, and my community. And that was what allowed us to feel comfortable bringing this book on the show and talking about it. And you'll meet the publisher next week. So, yeah.
And so I just thought it was important to share that because I think I want y'all to recognize that, like, we're trying, we're open, we want more, we want more.
Like, please send us Rex.
Yeah, please. So, okay, with that said, quick synopsis of the story. This woman meets this man at a wedding of their mutual friends.
Yeah, their mutual best friends, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Right?
Sort of, kind of.
Well,
so meet them at a wedding. They meet at a mutual wedding. They like each other. There's some sparks. And then later on, there's a reason. Oh, well, we're going to talk about this. One of the women in the couple that got married's mother passed away. Mm-hmm. And so then they all kind of recombine just a few weeks later or for this stuff around the funeral. They meet, they act upon those feelings, and hijinks ensue. ...
Yeah.
Was that a good general synopsis?
What happened? Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive in. First, we're going to tackle the easy shit. The characters are Morgan, John, Bethany, Renee, and Rain. Yeah. Morgan is Renee's best friend. John is Bethany's best friend. Mm-hmm. Bethany and Renee are married. Morgan and John are the two
her protagonists.
And Rain is Morgan's daughter. So that's all you need to know.
Well, one more thing.
Okay, so
everybody lives in LA except Morgan and Rain. They live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. ATL Shouty. That's who be contacting me about my songwriting abilities. Atlanta.
Just writers. The whole. Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna say the whole city of Atlanta.
Oh, the whole city does. Somebody called me and was like, "Girl, I was at Quick Trip. They was talking about your songwriting abilities. Help me out." And I was like, "Okay." Because the city got me like that. I'm wanted. Okay. My son talks to me about these delusions. And I'd be like, what the fuck?
But his built different delusions? Or he's talking about your delusions?
His own delusions. And I'd be looking at him like, what the fuck? And now I see that, hey,
apple and tree.
Fall far from the tree. Okay. So first, John is a school teacher, like a coach at a school,
at a high school.
Yeah, and his work situation is that bullshit.
It's harmful.
To lightly put it, it's that bullshit, right? His coworkers don't know that he's trans, and so the first instance in which we're introduced to his coworkers, it's his boss these motherfuckers making us build a gender neutral bathroom. That's some bullshit. It's stupid. Yeah. These people don't need. It was just so toxic, and it's just, and you can tell how John with an A is
viscerally reacting,
trying to contain his reaction. While at the same time having a really real fucking reaction. And I don't think crazy.
I don't think it would have even been you mentioned that they don't even, know that he's trans, which is none of their fucking business. But I don't even think that it would have been different if he did know. He didn't give a fuck. That dude was ignorant as hell.
Yeah. Which also reminds you, watch your motherfucking mouth. You don't know who the fuck is around. Chill. Yeah. Especially if it ain't got shit to do with you. But generally the whole school situation was fucked up because not only is his boss homophobic, transphobic,
racist.
He's racist as fuck. The teachers hate the kids that they work with. If you flat out ask them, do you hate the kids? They might not say it, but it's very clear in the way that they
call
talk
them
about
animals,
the children. Literally call them animals, talked about how a bunch of them pregnant, so they ain't gender neutral. It was just fucking horrible. And as a parent whose kids are in school, it also reminds you watch who the fuck teaching your kids,
Well, and the fact that you never really know, right? they may be better than these folks are at walking the walk and talking the talk in front of your kids, but it doesn't mean that they're not in subtle ways showing them that they think that they're less than, right?
Because I got too many friends that are teachers that be teaching a dare drug program. And I get high with them on the weekends. Marijuana, of course.
I can think of a couple.
And I done had some nasty teachers do some nasty things to my booty hole.
Which has nothing to do with their ability to teach your children well or not be racist or homophobic or transphobic.
Oh, no, not at all. That's not what I was saying. I was just trying to show that
you never know what they're doing outside of class.
You can, like teachers have lives outside of school. Like I remember my first time I saw my second grade teacher in the grocery store, and I was like, bitch, like I legit thought when we left school, this bitch would just like go into the art supply cabinet and sleep and wait for us to come back. Like I was just like, eat? Bitch, not even do you eat? Like who let you out of the school? Like how did they let you out of school? How did they let you out of school? Which again is hilarious because like
kids are dumb.
I remember I dated this guy, and for like a very quick period, he was a kindergarten teacher. This was before we were dating, but he was a kindergarten teacher. And then we used to watch that movie Half Baked.
I love that movie.
The dude is a kindergarten teacher, right?
And he's a good kindergarten teacher.
He's amazing. Yeah, so, you know, it swings both ways, right. Good and bad. Your teachers having outside lives and outside ideas, which also makes me think, like, reminds me of when, like, my kid is going through things with teachers. I remember my kid had a teacher that I'm convinced just flat out did not like him, just did not like him. And it was like kindergarten or some shit like that. And so I think it was his kindergarten teacher. I'm convinced she just did not like him. Thankfully, I don't think my son saw it because, like, you know, he thinks really positively about kindergarten, that kind of thing. So I'm happy she was able to mask it for him. But I can see little things like, this bitch ain't cool on my baby, you know? Which, as he continues through school, he has issues. He had an issue with a teacher this past year. And I don't know if he didn't like him, if he was just too callous. And, you know, we were still in a virtual learning situation. But I had to tell him, like, look, sometimes people ain't gonna like you. So this is how we handle these situations so that you still assert yourself, so that you're still being respected. But
everybody ain't gonna
you ain't for everybody.
Hey, listen, that's the thing. I know. I'm definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
I told somebody I was dating that once and he looked so offended. And I was like, I mean, think it's true. You not for everybody. You barely for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that, it scares me if you're palatable for everybody. Like,
right.
Like, you know what everybody like?
Aaron Burr.
Fucking.
In Hamilton.
Aaron Burr, sir?
Yeah. And so first of all, I'm off Hamilton and all of that whole thing. But, you know, if you fall for nothing, what do you stand for? Like he has no opinion because he goes along to get along because he doesn't want anyone to disagree with him. He just wants everyone to think that he is on their side. So he has no principles. He has no standing. He don't stand for shit.
So, yeah, Aaron Burr, sir. I'm like, Aaron Burr. I'm thinking of Bill Burr. When you said Aaron Burr, I was like, Bill Burr. Because a lot of people don't like him.
Which, I like him. I don't give a fuck.
I know, angry white women don't like him. But yeah, like, the only thing that everyone likes is, like, fucking ecru, like the color ecru. Like,
what's the color? Is that white?
Like, it's like that, not white, like almost white.
I don't like that.
Like, well, okay, well, that too. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, there's no interest, there's no texture, there's no joy in that.
Right.
Like, I was with a group of friends recently, and, you know, I was like the other person.
I don't like being that person
in the friend group. I don't care, because again, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to be me. You going to enjoy it. And she was like, my friends really like you. And I was like, that's nice.
Don't care.
I'm glad it didn't make your weekend uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because you care about your friends. But
it's interesting. Wait, like, so both of us don't care, right? But it's like like, you're like, I love this about you. You like, I'm here. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. I'm here. And Mom just like, I don't care. I'm not coming.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm going to show up and enjoy myself anyway. Yeah. You're like, I'm not going to show up and enjoy myself at home anyway. Like, it's fine. We ain't got to go nowhere. Yeah. It's totally fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a good way to look at it. I'm the yin to your yang. The sweet potatoes to your greens.
Now I want sweet potatoes and greens.
Bitch, I had some greens from this little soul food spot around the corner. The fried seafood place.
Oh, really?
What I'm talking about. So girl, it was so good. I had them yesterday. Put them in the microwave. Black people use the microwave. It's like a storage container. I put it in the microwave instead of putting it in the fridge. Forgot about them. Woke up, saw them greens in there. Was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take my chances.
It's so funny because I grew up without a microwave because my dad is very like, you put it in the oven. And he still is, by the way. He gave me a speech about it the other day when I told him I was about to warm something up. But my partner is very much quintessential nigga who stores stuff in the microwave. And so he does it over here all the time. And I be forgetting that he puts stuff in the microwave.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, what is that?
I didn't grow up with one, so it's not a natural inclination for me to leave things in there. But yeah, like if he, gets food and I'm in the middle of an interview or something and they out here eating, my food goes in the microwave and I come out like, where my shit at? It's in the Black people storage container.
Microwave, bitch. Yeah. So I burned down my kitchen as a kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I burned down my kitchen as a kid because in addition to the microwave being a storage container, the oven was a storage container. And I remember my mom, the night before we did like chicken or something. It was like on one of those, like in one of those pans. And so my mom like poured water in it to let it soak. And then she was like, I'll clean it the next day or something, but she put it in the oven. So I go about to make something. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Turned on the oven to preheat and the shit burst into flames.
Holy shit.
Like, yeah. I burnt down the kitchen.
I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, that was a little traumatic. But burnt down the kitchen. So like now I don't store shit in my oven, and when I'm at other people's houses, I like look like 6 times like, let me preheat.
We made,
because you used to keep shit in your oven, especially when you lived in New York, because you had no storage,
right? But then I got out of that habit because I have space for it. But my partner still keeps stuff in the oven, and so last night we made your auntie's snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodles, y'all in these fucking.
You can have some if you want some. It's a whole. I don't
even eat snickerdoodles, but I'll let brother and kid know because they love snickerdoodles.
24 snickerdoodles. And so my kid preheat the oven, and I'm looking around for the pan so I could fucking put some parchment paper on it, and I was like, oh right, he cleaned the kitchen. That shit's in the oven.
Well, at least the pan was preheated.
Listen, and my kitchen was cleaned by somebody that wasn't me. No, I actually took it out because those are a really butter-based dough, and so you don't want it to warm before you put it in. Like once you make that dough, you put it in the refrigerator first so you can make the balls. Sorry, as I get off on my baking shit.
No, when I make my cornbread in the skillet, you put the skillet in the oven.
Yeah.
To heat, and then you pour the cornbread in, and the cornbread get good and crackly and crispy on the outside.
That's nice. No, I actually ran cold water over it to bring it to room temperature because you don't want those cookies to start cooking before they go in because they only go in for like 9 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know, like, I didn't know snickerdoodles were a thing, like, until I moved out here and they have snickerdoodles at Iverson Mall. And have you ever had snickerdoodles from Iverson Mall?
No. Mm-mm.
Word on the street, they're really good. Like, Iverson Mall is like the hood mall.
Yeah, I used to go
like,
get
to
my
this
hair
day.
braided or take my kid to get her hair braided over there.
Exactly. There's a snickerdoodle place. And niggas go there for snickerdoodles.
I didn't grow up eating those either.
I didn't either. And then I came home and these niggas were eating snickerdoodles. I'm like, who the fuck are y'all?
I think the first time
Anyway.
I had those was at one of our line sisters' house, like when we were doing like pre-Christmas or some kind of holiday, and she made them, and I was like, these shits are good. So they turned into our like Santa cookie, and now we just make them because we want them.
Okay. Okay. So back to the lecture at hand. So they're at the school, teachers, yada yada yada. Also, something interesting, like, this is what's fucked up about schools, right? Like, there's this whole scarcity thing. And so even teachers that wouldn't have much to say about a gender neutral bathroom had shit to say, because they're like, yo, shit's falling apart. And now we got this gender neutral bathroom. And that fucking sucks. You know, like, I'm happy that the school, like, nigga, y'all needed a gender neutral bathroom, even if it was just, I mean, because also a lot of times it's bigger than the fucking gender neutral bathroom. Right. Like, maybe you just don't want to shit in the bath in like the whole open spot. Like, right. Come on. I mean, I'll
shit anywhere. But like, yeah. but even if it is just for folks who are not on the binary, right? They deserve to be able to use the fucking bathroom in a safe space.
Yeah. Yeah. Because John also noted like the reason that he was living in the apartment he was living in is because it was so close to the school. So when he had to use the bathroom, he could run home to do it and not have to, you know, like, just the things you have to think about is just, it's crazy, frustrating, not crazy, but, you know, like, it's frustrating. It's fucking sad that we, you know, like, that people have to think about those things in order to, like, keep from, like, in order to, like, live a safe life.
That there are all these seemingly small but, you know, really quite large violences that lurk every day, right? Like that whole sequence of talking to his boss and then having the announcement with all of his coworkers the next day, like, every bit of that was fucking violent. And
we're going to touch on this a little bit later, but I'll just, just go. John is a very difficult character, right? And part of the reason, and like some of this, I'm like, God damn, bro, like, getting on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, I didn't always like him.
But also, like, you're living a life where you gotta do, you know, where you gotta like, hard. Just something as simple as fucking using a bathroom is a thing, you know? So you kind of got to give them a little leeway because it's like, all right, bro, because I know you dealing with, I know you going through it. You know,
that's when we have to call in our empathy and our grace, right? Like, all right, you being a little bit of an asshole, but also people are assholes to you all the time and with dangerous consequences. So, okay, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that has definitely come with age.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, because I have a friend I have a girlfriend, and she is a little younger, and she listens to the show, so you know who you are. I'm talking about you. But she's a little younger, and like us, she grew up in a very difficult home. You know, things were difficult, and she's doing very well for herself. You know, just. You know, she's doing well. She's like, she defied the odds, right? But we were having a conversation the other day because she was like, it's hard for me to feel bad for people. She's like, if I did it, you can too. Ooh. And then I'm like, because I was very proud of her. She had a situation where she had to hold her boundaries and with someone that, you know, it would have been very difficult. So I was like, look, dog, I'm proud of you because not everybody can do it, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went on like, no, because I don't feel bad for people. You got to help yourself. And I was like, wait,
let's not
wait,
be bootstrappy.
I ain't say all that.
Right.
I ain't say all that. But I told her, I was like, I see how it's difficult for you to not, you know, like for you to have, I see why it's easy for you to have that understanding because you did it on your own. I said, but there are probably a lot of blessings or luck or whatever that just so happened to you that you might not, you know, that you maybe don't recognize. But if, you know, somebody can look back and be like, girl, it, you know, it could have been. So I think, and I was like her when I was younger too, but I think it takes some living. Yeah. It takes a lot of living to recognize that, like, no matter how bootstrappy you made it, how bootstrappy you were in order to make it, not everybody are. And like, let's not be mad at niggas that don't, right?
Right.
Like, look,
who are we?
Because sometimes,
I say, who are we?
Yeah. And sometimes, nigga, it would be much easier if I was just ignorant and bliss. I would be, yep, okay, that's cool, right?
Yeah, I have those moments sometimes. It was somebody on Twitter was like, damn, I wish I could be ignorant. You look like y'all having fun.
Right? I have like that shit looks so fucking dumb.
But alas, it is not me. It's not anymore. I can't say that it wasn't, but it is not at this point in my life. But I think the flip side of that though, right? Like, as we say, okay, yes, you know, John's an asshole in some cases, in some ways, and sometimes. And we can have the empathy to understand the trauma that informs that, right? But we also have the right to decide that we don't want to deal with that shit. Autonomy comes into play. You can have empathy for someone and the shit that they went through that leads them to be the way that they are, and also choose not to spend any time with them or engage with them or have that shit spewed onto you. So,
yeah. And I think that it's important because John is dealing with a lot, like dealing with a lot. But I always say, don't get so caught up in your shit that you're shitty to other people. You know, I probably don't say it like that, but that really sounded
I thought
really
that was
profound,
a great way to say
the
it.
way I said it. Yeah, like don't be shitty to other people just because you caught up in your shit. Like, dog, like there's so much shit that I didn't struggle with. That don't give me a reason to like be an asshole to other people or be a jerk. Even on my worst day when I'm feeling bad, like, nigga, it don't hurt to add a please to the, you know, kiss my ass.
If you can't do that, then go over there and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like
that's what I do. I just be quiet.
Somebody said, like, don't. It was like Tabitha Brown. She was like, just because your day ain't good, don't make other people's day not good or something like that. Which, anyway, but it makes complete sense. Like, just because you caught up in your shit, which could be completely unwarranted, don't mean that you got to be an asshole to other people. And I feel like our dear friend John was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he was, as he was struggling through his shit. Because, okay, so, you know, he had to disclose to Morgan that, how did he put it? He was like, I got to tell you something. He was like, is it another woman? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, is it Bethany? He was like, nah, it's who I used to be or who I was born as or something. I was like,
that's a way to do it.
That is certainly a way to do it. But I think that John was so caught up in like disclosing, managing his shit around, you know, like just all the mental shit around being trans in this world and wanting Morgan to like stick around and give their relationship a chance. He was so caught up in that, he like failed to like, in my mind, he failed to like include, like help assure Morgan as she was going through. It's like
he forgot that she had to process even as he processed.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got that too.
Great value, Wegmans.
Yeah, no, I got that too. Well, because it was interesting because he was clearly like agitated and worried, like when he showed up to like pick her up for their date to disclose. But I'm like, again, even before that, like he blew the horn instead of coming to the door. And I was like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, everybody in that house. Don't handle this way. Y'all are not teenagers. You are not, whatever.
I am 40 years old and a man pulled up to my house and I went outside and my brother was like, who this nigga think he is? And I was like, oh.
Exactly. I was just like, don't blow your horn for her. And then when she got outside, he was like, I'm gonna take you somewhere, and was just like very stern, and we need to talk. And then she's like, well, what do we need to talk? Like, it was just, but he was very single-minded and focused. Yeah. And then she was like, this is the first time I ever felt a little afraid with him. And it was just like, I got Morgan in that space because I can't say that I would have gotten in the car if a nigga just pulled up like that.
Like, nah, dog, your energy off. I'll Uber and meet you there.
Yeah, but also
like, at the place that we said we were going to meet, not some random fucking park.
Yeah. Or I might not have gone at all, quite honestly. But like, the way that he started the whole situation off, I'm sure put her on guard to begin with. And then there was the having trouble getting outside of himself to understand that he's not the only one who is processing. It was tough.
Yeah. So one of the things that so when John disclosed, Morgan had questions like, well, what did your name used to be? Yeah. And John was like, that's a dead name. And I understand John's like, only because I feel like I'm in that space where I have read up about trans people and trans experiences. And so I know not to go and ask somebody, what's your dad name?
Right. I'm about to say,
a picture of you before you transition.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. But also, like, if someone hasn't been exposed to this or understand this, then let's maybe give them a little grace, especially if it's not on some, like, y'all out at the mall and it's like, John, what was your mom? Would your mom call you as a baby? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just like, John, come on, dog, have a little grace with Morgan. Yeah. One thing that I did like about this, I mean, not that I didn't like this. One thing that I liked about this book was that I think that often when people learn about people transitioning, they have all these questions about, like, how does this work? How does that work? What do the surgeries look like? What does hormones look like? All of that. And this story, I mean, and not that I've been through it, but I feel like this story told that and explained it in a way that didn't make it seem like circus acting. Like in a, like, ooh, we're gonna,
it wasn't voyeuristic.
That's the word.
It was just showing
great value, Wegmans.
Because the way that Kim chose to shift perspectives back and forth allowed us to just see how John lives his life. So another thing that I like, and I think we've been alluding to this, is that the characters feel very real and human. So sometimes they get things right, sometimes they don't. And that's okay. It's not as if, John is up on some pedestal of knowing how to do shit. Like, this, even with disclosing to Morgan, like, he talks about how when he's disclosed before, he was beaten, right? Like, So, it makes sense to me that he would be on edge and maybe have trouble being able to have grace because no one has had grace for him in that situation before, right? We see that Morgan doesn't do a great job in hearing, even as she's processing. And the questions that she asks, like I said, made me cringe with my whole body. I'm like, oh no. And so it felt real. It felt like maybe not the way that I would react, but absolutely the way that someone would react, and it wasn't preachy. It wasn't trying to hold up like a shining example of how this has to happen. It was an example of how it could happen.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, the book it's not a how-to manual.
Exactly. It's a story.
It's a story. It is a story. And that is why we liked it. So the sex scene, there are multiple sex scenes. But one of the first times that they have sex. So Morgan has lupus, and it's touched on a little bit in this story. It's a part of who she is. And so it's not, it's not like the whole of who she is, but it's definitely a part. And one of the things that stood out to me was the scene where they were having sex, and you could tell Morgan was like really trying to be okay with being undressed and intimate in front of this person with this body that has been like hacked up, and girl, like when I was reading that, I was damn near in tears, because I was just like, oh my God. Like, so, as I go through this whole breast cancer thing, I'm good and free and all that. And I say now to so many people that chemo, wow, I'm feeling things. Chemo, I actually hate radiation more than chemo, because chemo, I went through my things, hair fell out, is back. As I deal with like radiation, which is, I did 3 weeks of radiation, and it ended almost a year ago. And I am literally going in for my second surgery to like just deal with the effects that it has had on my body. And the biggest effect is, well, one of the things, my skin is darker on this side, but also I have a rock titty. Like, my right side, my titty is a fucking rock. And I think about like the first time that I've had sex, first times having sex, or not just having sex, like my partner, like it took a lot for me to get outside of my body and like just enjoy it, because the entire time, like, I got nice titties, even in spite of, all that has happened. They look good. They're fun bags, and everybody want to play with a fun bag. But I can I don't even think he knows that. I don't know if he does it or if in my mind he's doing it, but like I felt like he'll like go for the boobs and then be like, we're going to focus on this one and not the rock one, which I get. I can't feel shit either, so you might as well enjoy it, because I'm just like, but it is. And I am, bitch, before my surgery, I was sending everybody nudes. I went to get my nails done today and was showing the nail ladies my titties, like that. Like, I am very open with my body, but it's still just, it's very difficult getting in a sexual erotic place when you feel like you're carrying like this physical deformity. I mean, I guess I could call it deformity, but like it feels like it's just this crazy wild thing to my body. And so when they were having sex and Kim was writing about it, it rang true. Like a motherfucker to me. So yeah. Okay. Didn't mean to make that say.
No, it's your truth.
Don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Are you crying?
No, I'm
okay. I'm like, girl. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, rock titty. Okay. So family. Dog. Renee. I don't even know what to call.
Renee's also an asshole.
She's a jerk.
Yes.
She's a fucking jerk. Woo. But I kind of feel like what she did was kind of like,
well, oh, that's not even the thing that made me feel like she was a jerk. I felt like she was a jerk because when they went out to eat, she was not nice to the waitstaff.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was my problem.
Like, girl,
what she did with her mama, I don't care.
Yeah, because it was like play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, like that. Yeah, she had a very complicated relationship with her mother. So maybe I missed this, but was her mom donating to the Human Rights Campaign her idea or her mom's idea?
It was whoever wrote her, like handled her affairs, because Renee didn't. And so that's why she didn't believe it. She was like, fuck her. She doesn't accept me. This is all her trying to save face and look like somebody who she isn't, basically.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was like Renee did it as a
fuck you. No. I think it was because remember
the other thing was it was good enough as a fuck you.
So for those who haven't read it yet and hopefully will, Renee and her mom do not have a good relationship because her mother could not accept that she was a lesbian, and so basically disconnected her from her entire family. So she doesn't even have a relationship with her two siblings because of her mom. And so when she dies, it brings up all of this stuff about their relationship. And so a bunch of stuff happens. But at the funeral, when everyone reads the obituary, she sees that it actually mentions her, which I don't even know that she expected it to mention her in the obituary as her child. Mm-hmm. And then it says that she had, it mentions her wife, that she's married to Bethany, which was like, whoa.
Which is always a big thing in Black communities.
Whether or not you mention the person and who you mention.
Yeah. Because sometimes. I remember my uncle passed. He was dating this guy. And my family couldn't stand him. They could not stand this man. But we all even my grandmother, we all respected that, this is who he chose to be with. Mm-hmm. And so
even if y'all ain't like his ass.
While he was in hospice,
even if y'all ain't like his ass.
Yeah. While he was in hospice, we was there and we wanted to make sure that his partner was there. It was just one of those things I can't stand you. When this funeral is over, we're going to throw you an ass beating. But right now, we recognize that
it's not about y'all.
It ain't about us. It's about him having the person that he loves next to him. And so when he passed away, I've become the funeral program writer of the family. Me. Oh, actually, I think they make me do it is because they know I have.
I was about to say, you always send them to me
to review it. I'm like, I don't know why.
It's a sad service that I provide. I have edited so many obituaries for people in our circle, and I'm like, listen, what can I do? If that's the thing I can do, I got you. Yeah.
Oh, I totally, now that I think about it, they're like, Erica will do it. And then my aunt's in the back actually, it's Kenrya, but we'll let Erica feel good about it. Yeah, but my grandma was like, well, now how we gonna mention his special friend?
Okay, Granny.
It's always how we mention his special friend. So yeah, I thought that was whoever did that part had half of mine.
Yeah, but and then the other thing was that it said that she, in lieu of flowers, send donations to the Human Rights Campaign, and Renee didn't believe that any of that was actually meant from her mom, that any of it was accurate, that any of it reflected how she felt about her and her life. So,
yeah. Ooh. But that another complicated ass relationship. And you said Renee was a jerk to the wait staff. As I was reading it, I was trying to determine, was she just a normal jerk, or was she a jerk because she was dealing with all that she had been dealing with?
It felt to me like she was always a jerk. Because Morgan was like, she always got a name to drop. When she got to the restaurant, they asked if she had a reservation. She was like, no reservation. I'm such and such's friend. And then she said her name, and then she said, is such and such here? And then that like prompted them to show her to a table or whatever. I think it felt to me like she's bougie as hell.
They're Hollywood.
Yes, and very much expects things to go. And she's not that attorneys are assholes, although some of them are, and they're good people to have on your side. But it felt like that's how she moves through the world to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that about her. But also,
speaking of attorneys,
nice. I thought she was a good representation of an actual best friend who act like a best friend.
Yes. Just real quick, shout out to our attorney because I spoke to her recently. So first, I've got all this new stuff going on. So I just kind of wanted to have like a check-in. This is what's going on in my life. Let's figure out where you need to be inserted conversation. So I call her and I'm like, hey, and she's, we had our time scheduled. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm great. She's like, do we need to rope in? Do we need to dial in camera? I was like, no, this is just for me. And she's like, okay. So then I explained to her everything that's going on. She was like, I am in first, our attorney. She's one of those like,
she's a homie.
Mercury's in retrograde, summer solstice, our energies are weird. Let's make sure we have a moment to
ground ourselves. Yes.
Center ourselves before we get like all of that, which is so not attorney-like, I would think. But she does it. It works well. And every time I talk to her, it's a confirmation of why I trust Black women. But so I tell her what's going on. And she's like, Erica, I am in tears. I am literally over here in tears. She's like, at first I thought we were going to do like a criminal matter. And I was like, I think you know me. I found it hilarious. I was like, so she knows me. But then she's like, I'm in tears. You're doing what you want to do. And this is just amazing. I was just like, yo, like, I fucking love our attorney. And then on top of that, we're talking. She's like, okay. And then just, remind people as you move forward, you got an attorney that don't have any problem busting heads. And I was like, see, that's why I fucks with you.
And it's true.
She's like, she ain't no hoe. And I fucking love
somebody
it.
You want in your corner.
Yeah, but she's definitely not like Renee in the sense of,
no.
being a jerk. She's Hollywood, but she ain't a jerk, So it's dope. Shout out to our attorney. Okay, so yeah, it's clear Renee had a very complicated relationship with her mom, but Morgan's mom died when Morgan was young. Mm-hmm. And going to that funeral kind of sent Morgan into a space.
It was triggering for her.
Yeah, it was. It was. It reminded me of like, so my mom passed away, and then like later that year?
No.
Or maybe the next year. Yeah, the next year, her best friend, like her bottom bitch, passed away and was very violent and very just, and it was around the holidays. It was just so friggin' tough. And I remember like having to like really like prepare myself for her services, because not only was this like, I grew up in a very small neighborhood. So not only was this like my mom's best friend, it was my high school best friend's aunt and my goddaughter's great aunt and my brother's best friend's mom. Like it's like everything is so intertwined that it was, yes, I knew that I could stay at home. And I truly thought about like, maybe I'll go to this service. But I also was like, you know what? I got it. I feel like I needed to be there to, not only show love and support, but, honor this person. And when I tell you, it was very triggering going to a funeral, my like first funeral after losing my mama, I was just like, yo, this is a lot. And then I'm in there crying, like, they're like, damn, were they that close? And I'm like, oh, my bad. I got some of my own shit that I'm dealing with. But yeah, I think that this book showed beautifully how all these relationships and all this stuff, like how you have to adult and be a person on top of all this other shit you're dealing with in life, right?
Yeah, and the ways that grief can catch us.
Ugh. Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
has a
You
way
just
of
mind your
bubbling
business.
up. Yeah, you could be fucking
Yeah,
watching
you mind your
cartoons.
business. That shit knock you in the back of your head. Ooh. Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Eating some fucking cereal. Like, you can be doing anything.
Listening to the radio.
Right.
Every time I hear that song, Pussy Don't Fail Me Now, I think of my mama.
Do you?
I swear I think of my mama. Oh,
it's a good song.
I remember when the first song first came out, I remember my mom was like, oh. So, and it was just so like, really, mama? You know, I mean, like the song has like
it's a great song.
Pussy Don't Fail Me Now.
I'm about to turn this mother out.
About to turn his mother out, so he don't want nobody else but me and only me. And so it's something that we've all, it's a sermon. It's a prayer that we've all prayed at some point in our life. Yeah. Right. But yeah, it was, and so I remember I was having right after my mom passed away, I was having a really rough day and got in the car to go home. And that song came on the fucking radio in the middle of rush hour. I'm like,
that was your mama.
I was like, oh.
She's like, here, girl.
That was, yeah, here, girl. Let me know y'all still, let me let you know I'm still here. So, yeah, it's, yeah. And one of the things that helped, completely off topic, one of the things that helps me through grief is I recognize signs. Like, I feel like my mama, my granny, my dad are always talking to me because I see those things. And maybe I'm just delusional or whatever, but it helps me get through this shit. But I'm convinced that they be talking to me. And it's not always on some like, you know, an angel comes down in a white robe to tell me, you know, your mother said be strong and be supportive. No, sometimes it's
a cardinal. Pussy don't fail me now.
What
or
is
a
that?
Cardinal outside the window.
Right? Yep. I remember once this was like in the midst of right before I started chemo. And so I was going through the whole fertility treatments, and y'all know that was rough on me. I was like crying for any reason, anytime.
Yes. That was not a great time.
That's when I felt cancery. And I remember I went to do like some like echocardiogram or some shit. And I walk into the hospital. My mom worked in hospital. So I walk into the hospital. There's this lady sitting at the front desk and like where I checked in for the thing. And she had on a wig like my mama and nails like my mama. And I just started crying. And she's like, baby. And she like pulls me aside and she's like hugging me and letting me cry on her. And it was like, it was bad, but I was so happy she was there. And actually I was like, when I'm at the hospital now in that area, I stop in and be like, girl, you saved a bitch. I don't even know if you remember me. I don't even think she remembered me from that day. She just remembers me now, stopping in all the time. Like, bitch, you saved me. You let me cry because you had a wig and some long nails like my mama. So sad. But,
that's not sad. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Okay. So yeah, overall, like this book, Bethany, we didn't really touch on her, but that was John's best friend, and she was
yeah, and I think that's worth talking about, right? Like,
okay,
you know, we talked about how the coaches, like the folks at John's job were awful.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
but Bethany was awful in another way. Like,
yeah,
it was insidious. Like, she's supposed to be his best friend. And I mean, I don't know how we be trying not to spoil stuff. So I don't want to go too far, but I will say that she's not very supportive of her friend.
Yeah.
And she even misgenders him.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm just not I'm gonna be a bitch about it, right?
Like,
and it's like you have to like, no matter how much you love this person, you got to let them live life, right? You got to let them figure this shit out on their own. And all I can do is be a friend if the shit fall apart, let you come back crying to me and I'll support you. Or be like, look, you on your own. But don't
right. And to be
harmful
clear about
through this situation.
That is a way to approach someone being in a relationship with someone you don't want, right? Because like she was awful on a couple of levels. Like, she was awful because
I mean like doing something like not, like this is, she was okay.
So she was awful on two levels.
I'm trying to explain
I know. On one level, she was awful because she didn't really want John and Morgan to be together, and we won't say why. We'll let you read it and figure out why. But then on the other level, she just wasn't very supportive of him like transitioning. And I don't think there's an agree to disagree there, right? Like,
not at all. Like,
you can't agree to disagree that this is who I am.
About who the fuck I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so, I didn't like her.
And I also think that Morgan did, and I feel like I've seen this in relationships where people provide support and help in an effort to just keep that person close.
Bethany did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, more. Yeah. I feel like Bethany provided a lot of but Bethany was there like, let me help, let me, like, you can do this, I can do, I can help you this way. But I don't necessarily think it was I'm helping because I want to support you and see you succeed. There was a lot of S's. It was more I gotta keep an eye on you, keep you around. It
was selfish as opposed to selfless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But again, I appreciated that. Like, I really feel like Kim did a great job of showing a lot of, I don't want to say perspectives, because like, fuck you, like your perspective that you don't like that I'm transitioning is like, that's not valid. But like a lot of different ways that people can react to someone just trying to live their lives, right? Like, it wasn't all acceptance and love, because unfortunately that is not the world that we live in. And I like that it wasn't just the virulent, stuff that you got when John was at work, but also this person who is supposed to be on your side.
The subtle stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it also showed that sometimes sometimes people just have to eat a certain amount of shit they choose to eat a certain amount of shit in order to get, a means to an end, so I don't think that John wasn't necessarily the hype or excited about Beth. I'm sorry, I keep looking. Like, let me make sure I don't mess up names. I don't think John was necessarily hype about his relationship with Bethany, but he recognized that, it provided certain things that he needed. And so,
right.
She's a bitch, I gotta deal with this, but I'm able to make a little extra money. I'm able, it provided him with certain things he needed in order to get through this period in his life.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. This book was a good complex one. I will say that it definitely showed all the complexities around not only this trans experience, but just, fucking relationships, dating and parenting and fucking weirdo coworkers and
long distance,
all of that shit.
Navigating family relationships, grief, all the body stuff that Morgan, really let readers in on in terms of the way that she, interacted with her body and the ways that lupus had, changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, you got anything else for us, Killa?
No, I think that's it. I would encourage folks to read this book. Obviously, we'll have all the info up for folks to do so. But nah, I ain't got nothing else.
All right. Well, this wraps up this segment of the show, which is the final book segment of the season Quattro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to say.
I know, right? Okay, well, with that, we're going to turn to our next segment.
What's turning us on?
Dun-dun-dun.
Hey, y'all. Today's a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it'd be fun to have your own show like us, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. And Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show gets put online and listed in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, literally everything, within minutes of finishing and uploading your recording. We use it here for the Turn On, and I can truly attest to the fact that it's pretty fucking dope. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. So join over 100,000 podcasters like us who are already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Just click the link in our show notes and you'll be able to get your own account set up. And if you sign up for a paid plan, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card and support our show. Let's create something great together. Sign up for Buzzsprout today.
Okay, so we're back with our segment called
What's Turning Us On?
Okay, so
very
look,
Walter Mercado of you.
Machado. Isn't Machado?
Oh, probably.
Anyway.
Mercado
okay, so
means
look,
market. So, yeah.
I thought it meant world. But anyway, okay. Mundo means world. Okay, y'all. So, y'all know, each week we do this segment called What's Turning Us On. And we like to feature products or things that we've purchased that brings us joy in our nibble bits, right? So today, I'd like to turn it on its head a little bit and discuss what we've mentioned this before. Pervertibles. Pervertibles are what? Ordinary, everyday objects that you can turn into a little freak shit, right? So today, I have this. It's a satin tie, right? And I have this for sale on my website. I probably shouldn't be telling y'all this shit because I want y'all to buy it from me. But it's a little satin doodle-bop, right? But satin sash. Sorry. Doodle-bop probably isn't the appropriate term for folks listening via podcast. So it's a satin sash, and I actually really like it because you can do so many things with it. Excuse me. Okay. You can do that. You can make it a mask.
Put it over her blindfold.
You can make it a blindfold. You can use this. It's a nice length. You can tie up your arms or your legs. You can use this to hold up your legs. I actually granted, this is just literally a satin sash. I mean, if you want, you can
pull your shit off your robe.
You can use a robe, like anything. But I like it because it allows you to get nasty, make it nasty. And it's for little to no cost, So yes, we feature lots of really cool things on the show. But you don't necessarily have to always buy some shit. You can just find some shit around the house. That's what I love a good pervertible for. Freeze a fucking spoon and run it down your man's back. Pull it fresh out the dryer and blindfold him or her or them and rub it down their back. I mean, there's so many things you can do with things that you currently. I'm sorry, I just got a text message about poop, and I lost my train of thought. You got the same text message. Shout out to our friend. So yeah, it's literally just maybe a 5-foot long piece of rope, piece of fabric. Mm-hmm. And it is one of my most used toys in my collection. So yeah, what's turning me on? A simple ass piece of fabric. I will include links to the sash on my website in our show notes. But so yeah, support me. But if you ain't trying to support nobody but your own pockets, just use some shit from your damn robe or something around the house. Steal your husband's tie and use it with your boo.
I just got that. You ain't shit.
So yeah. Okay, y'all. So that wraps up this segment and this show. So Erica, Killer, 2-ho host, making it clap.
Bye, y'all.
This episode was produced by us, Kenrya and Erica, and edited by Ballistic. The theme music is from Brazy. Hit subscribe right now in your favorite podcast app and at youtube.com/The Turn On Podcast so you'll never miss an episode.
Then follow us on Twitter at The Turn On Pod and Instagram at The Turn On Podcast. And you can find links to books, transcripts, guest info, what's turning us on, and other fun stuff at theturnonpodcast.com.
And don't forget to email us at theturnonpodcast@gmail.com with your book recommendations and your pressing sex and related questions.
And you can support the show by leaving us a 5-star review, buying some merch, or becoming a patron of the show. Just head to theturnonpodcast.com to make that happen.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Holla.